Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and the Red Wolf back at it with another Sunday typical One Piece arc review video. And we're here to talk about the arc. Well, we're also talking about Lougetown, but we're here to talk about the arc, which got me hooked on One Piece personally. And if you ask me, it's probably the one arc that gets a lot of people who are watching the series, hooked on, and that is the Arlong Park arc. But like I said, we will also be talking about Lougetown as well, which will conclude the East Blue Sea Saga in terms of stuff like that. So after we're done with this, after we're done talking about Lougetown, in the same video, we'll rank our favorite arcs of this saga, and I guess give our best moment of the entire saga as a whole. But we're here to talk about Arlong Park, which, let's just say Arlong Park, even though you can say Baratier in terms of the villain was I guess you can say rough estimation on what the Grand Line is like, because you saw Mihawk, even though I personally think he's way beyond the Grand Line. But you saw a guy in Don Creek who was there in the Grand Line, came back barely alive. And we see another pirate here in Arlong who technically is from, well, he's from Fishman Island, but he did make a name for himself in the Grand Line and stuff like that, but across the seas. But we're here to talk about, if not one of my favorite arcs, if not my favorite arc of the entire East Blue Sea Saga.
I like it a lot as well.
This arc had emotions, great moments. Well, a great moment. Well, a few great moments there and there, but really much just emotional moments, man. And this is when we focus in on the ship's navigator, Nami. Obviously, as you know, and if you've been keeping up with One Piece, we saw Nami back in Baratier essentially kind of steal the Going Merry from the rest of the crew because she saw the bounty of Arlong. And essentially, quick rundown we later find out is that Arlong took over her village, Kokoyashi Village, and it's been under their reign for the past 7 years. And Nami has a deal with Arlong is that if she can collect over, I think it was 100 billion berries, or million.
I don't remember. although that this isn't an arc that I remember a lot of, I don't remember the amount.
Hold on, guys. Thank goodness I have the manga on me, but we'll be right back with this regular scheduled break. Okay, back from your regular scheduled programming. I found out Nami, huh?
I said ish. Okay, just go on.
Nami needs 100 million berries to essentially buy back her village from Arlong and essentially make the inhabitants free, and then Arlong and his pirate crew just leave, probably to go rain terror on some other village. Now, some things unfold here. Now, before the arc even starts, we actually see Luffy, Sanji, and I believe Yosaku, and they're all in the little dingy on the way to Kokoyashi Village. Now, obviously, Yosaku knows where it's at, so yeah. Now, we get some backstory, or, well, not some backstory, but we get some, I guess you can say, world building here. And we get world building on the 7 warlords of the sea, which some of them are future antagonists of this series. Now, Yosaku brings up the fact that the 7 warlords of the sea are essentially pirates that are, I guess, given this title by the world government, are the Marines, and they have to follow their orders. Essentially, they have to follow their orders, and the pirates listen to them. And for it, they don't have to be arrested or anything, and the Navy can leave them alone in peace. So, it's an interesting thing, and he also makes a mention and tells Luffy and Sanji that Mihawk was one of the 7 warlords of the sea, which explains why he beat Zoro so easily. Although I think we can have a lot of factor into the fact that Mihawk He has probably vast experiences of just martial arts with swords, and as well as potentially more than likely, well, it's not a done deal. He more than likely already knows how to use hockey at that point.
Would you now here's a question. I know we're not that far yet, but would you say that he's able to beat Doflamingo?
See, that's the thing. We don't. I feel like he could, but we just haven't seen enough of him to see.
Yeah, I guess not.
Like, if we're being honest, we get like little spits of Mihawk and stuff like that. So, yeah. But going back to what I was saying, the 7 warlords of the sea are these government agents. So, you know, I guess you can say they're like the Navy's hitmen when they don't want to deal with stuff and things like that. But like I said, we future antagonists of the series really, let's just say, use the title as a way to try to gain power. Now, we'll see later on when it comes to warlords and stuff like that. But that's just a world building hint, which is another thing to prepare you for the Grand Line and stuff like that. We also get another mention here about Arlong because Yozuku actually tells Luffy and Sanji that the reason the reason why Nami took the ship mostly is because he looked at the bounty that she was looking at and saw that it was Arlong, the Fishman pirate. Now Yozuku actually goes on to say that fishmen are essentially creatures that let's just say are somewhat better than humans. They can swim much faster than humans because they can breathe underwater. They're called fishmen for a reason. And they're like, I guess you can say they're 10 times as strong as a normal human. So they're very dangerous creatures. And Yozuku actually brings up saying that Arlong is probably one of the most feared fishmen in all of the land, as well as one of the most feared pirates in the East Blue. So it goes to show that he's a scary individual. He also brings up the fact that there is and what is it? He runs the Fishman Pirates, which is the Arlong's crew. Now, Yozuko also throws in a quick little jab about Jinbei, who is a warlord and also used to be the captain of the Fishman Pirates. So if you're brand new to One Piece and you're watching the series, just keep the title of Jinbei in your head because let's just say you don't want to lose something. So whenever they bring up a character's name, just make sure you're paying attention to it because One Piece has extremely good world building.
Yeah, Jinbei's gonna be really important later on in the future.
So we actually cut to Nami, and she's in Kokoyashi Village. Obviously, she kind of punches this little kid who wants to take Arlong down because his dad was killed by Arlong or the Fishman. And Nami's like, get the hell out of here and stuff like that. So as you can see when she's walking into the Arlong pirate crew, she's obviously welcomed. They like her a lot. And Arlong, he's the type of pirate that's rowdy and very, let's just say, talkative and boastful, to say the least. Mostly because of his fisherman heritage. Now, the one thing about Arlong we find out is that he hates humans. Now, here it isn't specifically told why he hates humans. Now, when you get to a later arc, they'll bring that plot point back, but we won't say it here. So yeah. So my goodness. Hold on.
We'll be right back.
Huh?
Go on.
Anyways, guys, in the meantime, we see that, they look buddy, they all look happy and stuff like that. Nami's back. And it seems like, okay. So Nami was lying because she really is a pirate and she's in the Arlong Pirates group. So technically, she somewhat lied about not liking pirates, even though when we get to her backstory, she still hates pirates. Now, we see Zoro, Usopp, and Johnny, and let's just say, Usopp and Johnny leave Zoro totally hanging because they see a fishman off the sea of the coast, and let's just say they were too afraid to deal with it. And what? Hold on. Sorry, yeah, guys, ordering dinner. But anyways, they kind of leave Zoro just all by himself. They even tie him up, and I'm like, how cold? And even Zoro's like, I'm gonna kill those two when I get out of here. So it just results in Zoro getting captured by the fishermen pirates off the coast, and he's essentially put in jail. Well, he's brought up to the face with Arlong. Now, while they go, Usopp and Johnny, they kind of split up. Now, Usopp ends up in this really destroyed village, part of Kokoyashi Village. But I forgot what the other village was called. And we find out that it was the fishermen pirates that did that. There are houses flipped upside down, which again goes to show you that the fishermen are no joke and they are strong as hell. He runs into this one fisherman pirate who later we find out Nami's sister Nojiko saves him from getting involved in one and stuff like that. And with Nojiko, she kind of says that, yeah, I'm Nami's sister. Well, even though we're not really blood related, we're stepsisters, we're adopted sisters, because we had an adopted mom. And she goes on to say that, listen, you're friends with Nami. That's interesting. Nami never had any friends. And Usopp kind of just goes on to say, man, Nami would always laugh and stuff like that and have fun. And then that's when he finds out that Nami is with Arlong, and Usopp feels betrayed, like anybody else would probably feel like they're being betrayed. You have something to say?
Go on.
Oh, so yeah, the one thing that made Nojiko be like, huh, interesting, is that now Usopp said the thing, well, Nami always smiled when she was with us and she was laughing and having fun. And Nojiko was like, wow, she had fun, huh? That's interesting. We'll get to her backstory soon. We cut over to Arlong Park, a little Arlong residence, where a good man Zoro is face to face with Arlong. And if Denzel wants to take away with this.
Okay, so yeah, so from what I remember, Arlong is saying stuff like Nami's with them and stuff. And that's when Nami herself came face to face with Zoro, telling Zoro off and stuff. And they knock Zoro into the water.
Well, okay. What happened? Well, you're right on that. You're right on that. I'll let you continue. But obviously Nami is doing this because of her plan to buy the village back. So she thinks the others are messing up that plan. Now, what happens is the Arlong pirates think of deciding to kill Zoro, but Nami said, well, listen, let me take this into my own hands. Anyways, so the thing is, she kind of mocks Zoro, but Zoro's not buying this BS attitude. Because he's like, that's interesting. You're too nice of a girl to be with a crew like this and stuff like this, which gets her under her skin. My God, can I just... Okay. Now, if you didn't watch the freaking anime act, if you're reading the manga, when she comes to Nami confronts Usopp and Zoro, but morely Usopp, let's just say when the Usopp part happens, she gives this deadly ass face like she's going to kill the ever living crap out of him. I swear, if I could show you it without being copyrighted, I was dying every time I saw that face where she's like,
maybe you should edit a picture in the video. Like maybe you should edit a picture.
No, I can't. I don't want to get copyrighted by Shonen Jump. They'll copyright you. They'll copyright you if you're not officially like supported by them. Anyway, funny story. Did you guys see that last One Piece episode? Hiyori? Yes, I know. Best girl.
Apparently so. Rest in peace, Robin, for Cameron. Rest in peace.
Anyways, let's just say Zoro gives Nami an ultimatum. And what he does is he actually just jumps in the water himself because he knows, like, Nami's not going to let me die. She's too good of a person to let me die. So Zoro kind of just suicides himself, essentially, to see if Nami would actually do what she thought she was going to do. And what does Nami do, Denzel?
Jump in.
Yep, jumps in and saves him. No, she beats him up after it, and he's essentially put into jail. In the meantime, Arlong actually decides to go to Kokoyashi Village, where Genzo, which is the village, I guess you can say, chief of the area, goes over there because I guess you can say they've been secreting weapons there and stuff like that. Now, Arlong's like, well, you see, I can't allow that to happen because you can't have weapons. I know, I'm trying to do the best Chris Rager voice as possible. He's the English dub voice actor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He kind of is trying to kill Genzo, essentially. And Genzo knows that he'll probably more than likely die, but that's when our good old sniper gets involved. Hits Arlong, and Arlong is livid. He is done. He is pissed. He is like, that ain't gonna slide. He's like, catch that guy, or catch that human. So they're literally throwing buildings on him, and because Usopp is a fast individual, I swear, if he was in the real world here, he'd probably be the best track runner of all time. Anyways, he goes up, he runs away, he kind of stalls for time, and he he eventually gets away, but no, he doesn't, because he gets captured and stuff like that. Now, in the meantime, while that's going on, Nami actually confronts Zoro in the little prison, and she kind of just releases him, and she's like, get the hell out of here now. Leave, take the others, and go home. This is my issue. Leave me alone, and stuff like that. So, it's interesting. So we get this. So when Zoro's out, we literally see this man chilling on Arlong's chair, and I kid you not. Oh my goodness. If not the funniest character in this arc. Probably Hachi.
Oh, Hachi.
Oh my god.
He's an interesting character, I must say.
Go on and tell him what Zoro did to trick this man, Hachi.
I think you're better explaining that than I can. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, Hachi actually goes on to believe that Zoro is some sort of guest of Arlong. And he's like, oh, you're a guest of Arlong? Well, that's just great. And, you know, he asks him, you think you could take me to Kokoyashi Village or something like that? And he's like, oh, sure, great. I can do that. And stuff like that. Now, what Hachi didn't see is that Zoro legit attacked all of the Arlong pirates, other fishermen in the Arlong Park area. And he saw nothing of that. So, let's just say, when they, Arlong with Usopp come back, they see all the fishermen on the ground, passed out. It's implied that they're dead. Well, one actually responds and says, the swordsman did it. And Arlong, that's it. He already had Usopp mess with him, but now he had Zoro mess with him, and he is pissed. And Hachi comes back, and Arlong's like, Hachi, did you not see the swordsman? And he's like, swordsman? Yeah, wasn't he your guest? And that's when Arlong's like, didn't you see what he just did? And Hachi sees this, and Hachi realizes he got played. I swear, man. I was dying in this part of this because I'm like, well, they just pulled a fast one on you. All right.
No, nobody dabs anymore.
Huh?
No, nobody dabs anymore. Go on.
Hold on for a quick second, guys. Okay, sorry for that again. Anyways, Arlong, he's just done. He's done. He's tired of this nonsense. He hates the humans to the point where he's like, we need to stop these guys. We need to stop them. So Nami again comes back. And she sees Usopp, and well, she heard of what Usopp's doing. And she saw Usopp, and at this point, like I said, she gives the hilarious, funny face, which looked like she's about to cull somebody to the freaking weeds. So we see here, she stabs Usopp. You see blood and everything.
Or did she?
Yes, we find out later she actually stabbed herself. Now, Usopp falls into the ground to make it believable for the Fishmen that he died. Another quick tidbit is one of little Arlong's little commanders found Nami's map about something on where her treasure is located at and stuff like that. And also Arlong overheard that she's almost close to completing the deal and stuff like that. So Nami takes the map where her treasure's being held, and she's like, you need to stay out of my personal business and stuff like that. So she walks off, obviously because she's frustrated now. So let's just say, should we talk about the backstory now or later? Actually, we should talk about the backstory now before we get into the part with the corrupted pirate gang. Now, Luffy actually shows up later. We also find out Usopp didn't die. Nami faked the death of Usopp. They all meet up again. They run into Nojiko, and Nojiko goes into the backstory about Nami. Take it away, my friend.
Okay, so it cuts back to when Nami and her sister were little girls, and they're being raised by
Bellemere.
I miss her. Yeah, Bellemere. Oh my god, I'm not good with explanatory things, Cameron. I'm sorry. I'm feeling out of it today. Oh man.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh man.
Anyways, so we find out Bellemere used to be a Marine. She used to be in the Marines. She found a baby Nami and a little Nojiko, like probably I would say 3-year-old Nojiko. I don't know how young Nojiko was back in that time. And she essentially took him back to Kokoyashi Village, went through an entire fucking storm, to get through it, and led it to the point where Bellemere could have died at any second because she was literally on death's door. But the only reason why she had the will to live is because of because of Nojiko and Nami. So, anyways, man, sorry, my head is killing me. She takes him back. They grow up into nice little girls. And a few years pass by. And let's just say they're a nice, loving family. Nami likes to steal things like she does now. Like she goes to the library and steals these little books. Genzo catches her. Bellemere has a little flirtatious moment with Genzo, which is very interesting. Did they have something going on?
No, that's just her way of getting what she wants, I guess. How about I repay you with my body and stuff?
It was funny too because Genzo's like, "Are you insane, Bellemere?" I'm like, "Bro, a chick? Come on, buddy. You can't be lying." Even though I think Bellemere would have more than likely played him.
How old is he?
I don't know how old Genzo is. I don't know. He's got to be like in his late 50s, probably early 60s. He looks much younger than he does in the backstory than he does in the present timeline. Anyways, because of it, they want to have a nice little cook. Now, the thing we find out about Bellemere is that she's very poor, and she's not as, able to, have enough sufficient funds.
Sufficient?
Yes. Sufficient. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Denzel. Thank you. To be able to provide Nami and Nojiko with nice things and stuff like that. And Nami, because she gets another hand-me-down from Nojiko, just I guess you can say it looks a little different, and Nami gets a little upset, and she's like, "I hate you guys. If we were only richer, you'd probably be buying everything and stuff like that." And Bellamere says something kind of rude and mean and saying, "Well, fine. If you don't like living here, you can get lost." Which is very, very crazy and emotionally. What did you think
Okay,
about
sure.
this scene?
I think Bellemere just acted out of impulse, and I can kind of relate to her because what one kind of like pushes you to the point that I don't know you start to say something you don't really mean.
Which plays into the whole aspect is sometimes maybe the last thing you say to somebody before they potentially go away.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, she runs over to Genzo's place, and Genzo kind of gives her the backstory of how, Bellamere has been taking care of them. And when you think everything, and Bellamere at her house is like, you know what, even though this might be like out of my pay grade and out of my paycheck, and I probably shouldn't be doing this, I'm going to make the family favorite dinner. I'm going to make Nami's favorite dinner. So, yeah, she decides to cook. Now, when you think everything's gonna be all nice because Nojiko meets up with young Nami again and say, "Come on, Bellamir's gonna make us our favorite dinner."
That's when things turn for the worse.
The one thing about One Piece backstories, they always have their happy moments in the beginning, and then sometimes you get the bad moments. Here we go. So, a much younger Arlong and his pirate crew, show up at Kokoyashi Village, and he makes the Kokoyashi Village residents have to pay an insane, enormous, I guess, tax fee, to pay these guys. And I forgot how much it was for adults and children, but it was like some insane amount of money. Now, Genzo hid Nami and Nojiko. Now the residents of Kokoyashi Village all pay them. Now they're like, hopefully they don't see Bellamir's house because it's in the woods and they won't see it. But funny story. One of the fishmen actually see because she's cooking, see one of her flames from the house, and they're like, "Hey, boss, there's one more resident here." So then Nami and Nojiko run to Bellamere, and they are freaking out. They're panicking because they know Bellamir's in danger. Now, in the meantime, Bellamere hears the knock on the door. Um, and when the Fishman pirates look like they're about to break in, she comes up with her gun, has the gun right in Arlong's mouth. But to no chagrin, Arlong just bites it and breaks the damn gun.
Mm-hmm. And he does a lot more cool stuff to Bellemere later on.
I'm going to try to finish the backstory before I have to quickly go on a quick little break here, guys. Anyways, the thing is, Nami and Nojiko, Arlong tells Bellamere about the tax thing, and Genzo actually shows up and he says, "Bellamere, just pay the tax thing, and they'll leave." Now, what we find out is because for some reason and somehow the Arlong pirates essentially have the legal guiding books on residents for villages, so they know if she has a kid or not. Now, in the guidebook for Kokoyashi Village, it's shown that she doesn't have no kids or anything. Um, Now, Genzo's telling her, listen, just pay on your own. And Genzo's plan is like, all she has to do is pay. Nami and Nojiko are off the hook here. So, Nami and Nojiko, they actually show up where Bellamere is at. And the Arlong pirates are like, so who are these little runts? And stuff like that. And Genzo's like, you bet not say it. You bet not say it. But then that's when Bellamere says, these are my daughters. And stuff like that. Which she ends up handing the money to the Arlong pirates. And you think it's the money to pay for all of them, but it's not because she doesn't have the funds. She says, the money I'm giving you here is for Nami and Nojiko to live. And that's when things take a turn for the worst. So the thing is to and let it be known, before everything even happens here, Bellamere is messed up. She has like a broken arm and she can't do nothing here. And she gives one final hug to Nami and Nojiko, and she says how much she is going how much she loved raising them and how much she considered them as a family, and that she was glad to have them as daughters. So she stands up and she sacrifices her life for Nami and Nojiko to live on, and Arlong shoots her in cold blood. Let's just say when I was first watching this backstory, I didn't cry, but I was close to crying.
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you.
And listen, this was and I mean one of the very tragedies of One Piece. So, anyways, to end off the backstory in the next couple of minutes, they eventually take captive Kid Nami because they saw one of her maps she drew, and they're like, "Hey, this little girl is pretty." Or, "Hey, who drew this map?" And Nami's like, "That's mine. Give it back." And they're like, "Oh, so you can draw really good maps at a girl your age." So they take her. After taking her, she goes back to Kokoyashi Village for all the residents, and she shows the tattoo of the Arlong pirates. And she also is even gifted money by them, which I guarantee you is probably the money from the Kokoyashi villagers that just paid Arlong. And she's like, "I have money, you see? Isn't this great?" And stuff like that. Now, the thing is, the villagers kind of kick her out to the side. They're like, "You can't be in here, Nami, if you're going to be facilitated with those guys." Which why we see earlier in the arc starting off, why the villagers do not like Nami whatsoever. So we later find out is that Nami made a deal with Arlong, is that if she can make over 100 million berries, again, she has the rights to her village back again. Nojiko also does a really cool thing by getting, like, not a similar tattoo, but just a tattoo like Nami, to make her feel better, essentially, which is a nice little sister thing to do and stuff like that. So, yeah, cutting back to the present, which I'm going to stop right here. We'll be back in a few minutes.
After the flashback.
Yeah, right after the flashback, Denzel. Hey guys, we're back. I had to get my Chili's for dinner, so I'll be enjoying that with the Clipper game.
You kept me waiting long enough.
I know. You could have did the same thing, buddy.
I already ate.
Okay. Anyways, coming back from the backstory, like I said, that's when Nojiko kind of just says, "Look, just leave now. Like, this is Nami's issue to deal with," and stuff like that. But Luffy, he just walks off. While Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp, they all just stay put where they were sitting at. Now, speaking of that nice little tidbit of the fact of now that Arlong knows that Nami's close and knows the exact location of her treasure, where she keeps it hidden. Now, earlier in the arc, there was this shady shady Marine doing business with Arlong. Again, my point mentioned, the Marines are no better than the pirates.
Yep.
He looks like some kind of cat man, that's all I can say.
I think he's more like a mouse.
Oh, yeah. Well, his face looks more like a mouse. He even has whiskers, too, which is creepy enough.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we see early in the arc, the Marines were giving payments to Arlong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what Arlong essentially does to find a way to keep Nami on his crew essentially forever is, even though he says he didn't break the promise, he kind of did, because he set Nami up. He gets those Marine people to come steal the money, although Nami, Nojiko, and Genzo all tell the Marines, like, hey, there's a pirate crew here that's taking over our village. Look, you can take the treasure. Well, they're like, why are you coming here to take the treasure when you can just stop them? But the Marine official doesn't listen to them, like the sneaky little rat he is. He ends up taking all of Nami's hard work of treasure. Nojiko tries to do, or Nami tries to do something. They look like they're about to shoot Nami, but Nojiko gets in the way. Now, I thought she would have died here, which would have been extremely sad.
Because she's pretty much all that Nami has left at that time.
Yeah, but essentially, it kind of just nicks her in the arm, and stuff like that. So they eventually take the money, and Nami is infuriated right now. She is pissed. She goes back to Arlong Park, and she's like, "Why did you do this, Arlong? I know you kept your Marine little buddies on the pay and stuff like that." And Arlong's like, "What the hell are you talking about? This wasn't me. You think I did this? Listen, I broke no promise." Even though he really technically did, he got involved in a nefarious type of way. And he kind of just does this freaking really just hurtful thing by grabbing her face and it's like, you listen here. If you don't do what we agreed upon, I might as well just kill all the villagers if I like it now, if you're going to complain to me like that. And obviously Nami's just in tears because, bro, she's like a legit slave to this man. Or, well, this fish man. But, there's nothing she can do. There's nothing she can do. And essentially at this point, she has to start all the way back again. So all that hard work she did for those 7 years were essentially for nothing. And once she leaves, Arlong's crew is like, well, the one fishman, I don't know his commander's names, but the one that looked like he'd be like a martial artist type of guy, in the kimono, he even asked Arlong, "Hey, don't you think that was kind of like rude to do that? Like you kind of really kind of got involved without getting involved." And I was like, "Oh, whatever." He's like, "I can't let this girl go. Have you seen her maps? She can draw anything. We're going to use her till she's basically probably dead," essentially from what he's saying, essentially. And he wants to keep her within his crew for essentially the rest of her life.
I just want to hug Nami after all she's been through.
Seeing Arlong here, this is the part when you can legit just be like, all right, that's it. I hate this guy now. The dude, he didn't even care anymore. And what am I saying? But even when you get to the backstory, which we won't delve into here, even in the backstory, we see that he just hates humans. This guy, now, when we get to the arc where it explains the relationship between fishmen and humans, it's kind of like Arlong's doing a reverse opposite of what future characters will do later. We'll bring that up when we get to at least Salbayote Archipelago arc and the Fishman Island arc. But kind of here, it's like, Arlong, aren't you kind of being a little racist here?
Says the humans who are also being racist to the fishmen.
Well, yeah, but like I said, we won't dive into that till we get to those arcs, respectively. So, anyways, at this point, we see Nami head back to the village, and the villagers are just they are like ready for battle. Genzo, Nami's like, "Hey, look, it's okay. And she kind of lies about the money and all the stuff like that, like saying, hey, it's okay, I'm fine. But then that's when Genzo kind of consoles her and it's like, look, we know what you were doing for the past 7 years. And this touched me, man. All the villagers knew what Nami was doing for them. And they were just kind of putting on a fake act to make it believe like they actually hated her and stuff like that. And Genzo's like, look, your fight's over. Run away, escape from Kokoyashi Village. Go away. You've done what you needed to do. It's time we take upon our need and fight for our village. And Nami's like, but you guys will die. And Genzo's like, well, so what? At least we'll go down fighting. It's better than not. It's better than dying and not doing anything, or it's better than just living under Arlong's wing for essentially, potentially, maybe the rest of their lives. Now, quick question I just came to mention: how do they even get? How do they? Okay, they really don't admit. Now, when Arlong's making them charge all these taxes, my question is this: where do they get the excess amount of money? Because it seems like they don't have no official government unless the government sends them payments or something like that. Because that's my number one question. Like, how for 7 years were these villagers like staying afloat for 7 years? They had to have some kind of government hookup giving them money to this village.
No idea.
That's my only question. It's never explained how the villagers stayed afloat for 7 years. Because there's like, other than the other businesses and little stores around, it wouldn't make no sense how they do things. Now, I'm guessing probably trading and stuff like that. Trading, like, I guess you can say foods and different vegetables and stuff for the village, and they split equally amongst people. That could be something.
So it's going to be pretty difficult with all the fishmen.
Yeah. But anyways, they all decided to go to Arlong Park, and I see you want to get to this scene and talk about it.
Yeah, that's when Nami pretty much finally loses it, and she looks at the tattoo on her arm that pretty much Arlong gave her, and she starts stabbing herself on the arm, trying to like take it, like screaming Arlong's name constantly.
As she's saying Arlong. Now, I know some people are not fans of the English dub for One Piece, but listen, I've heard the subbed version of the Arlong stabbing scene. But as a One Piece fan, I'll say this: through these arc reviews, for certain moments, I will actually say, like, check out the dubbing on it. Listen to the dub performance by Lucy Christian, who's the English dub voice of Nami, and just listen to the performance, because I just like the fact that, like Denzel says, she plays a performance of a girl, a 17-year-old girl, who essentially has just lost it. She has lost everything. Everything she thought she had in her palm of her hand was there. Her freedom, her everything. And then, everything that happened leading up to it was all taken away from her within just a snap of the finger. And just listening to Lucy Christian's performance of her saying, like, Arlong, Arlong, you can just hear in her voice that she sounds crazy and she's just lost it. And she's like literally almost there to maybe and this is what I thought. Honestly, if she kept doing it, she might have just probably just killed herself.
Mm-hmm. Good thing Luffy just finally caught her before she does any more damage.
Yeah, honestly, I think if he never showed up, she might have actually just offed herself and said, fine, if I can't have my freedom, then the only freedom I can have is if I'm dead. Which would have been very sad, but again, like Denzel said, thank goodness Luffy's here. Now, when Luffy does show up, Nami's like, what are you doing here? Get away. You don't know nothing about the problems. And Luffy's like, yeah, I know, and stuff like that. He's just kind of saying, like, look, I know nothing what the hell's going on here. I didn't even listen to your backstory, because he actually walked off before Nojiko even told the backstory. He's like, listen, he's whatever, and stuff like that. And then this is when we get one of the more famous scenes in One Piece, is when Nami turns around and she says, help me. And then that's when Luffy puts the iconic straw hat on her head and says, of course I will. Which we get one of the badass moments in the series, period. I don't care what anybody says. Even going back, even with how far we're in the series, the walk to Arlong Park, if it isn't maybe in your top 10, if not top 20 One Piece moments, I don't know what that says about you for a One Piece fan. Because the walk to Arlong Park, especially the animated version with I gotta find the song. You know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what song. I just forgot the name.
Don't worry. I got it on my YouTube playlist because this song, I swear, when they play this song, you know shit is getting real. Overtaken. When you hear the dun 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 dun, you're like, oh, that's when, oh my goodness. And then the crew, what I liked here too was that Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp were all there right behind him, are right in front of him saying, "You get." After Luffy says, "You guys ready?" And they're like, "Yeah." So and when, bro, the animated version of this, and I know the manga. I know people love the manga. Fun fact: there was an issue with people freaking complaining about Zoro stuff in the manga, Aura stuff. But anyways, I think this is probably one of the few times where the animated version of the Walk to Arlong Park, I actually think it's much better than the manga version. I know you haven't read the manga, Denzel, but I personally thought it was much better because just the anticipation, the music, and the moment they get there and Luffy punches the gate open and he's like, "Which one of you is Arlong?" And I was like, "Yo, let's go!" So yeah. What were your feelings in the scene of the walk to Arlong Park?
I can definitely feel the heat.
Anyways, this man Luffy punches Arlong straight up, no hold bar. He just punches him. He's like, "Okay, that's it. You mess with Nami for far too long. I'm here to settle this, and I'm here to help my friend." So funny fact, early in the arc, we see this one cow named Moo Moo. He appears at the beginning. He tries to steal Luffy and Sanji's food before they get to Kobayashi Village. Let's just say Sanji and Luffy kind of beat him up and stuff like that. He comes back, but the moment he sees Sanji and Luffy, they give him this look like, "You bet not do it, or we're gonna kill you." And he's like, and he kind of goes away and stuff like that. Even though Arlong kind of hyped him up to be like, "You better kill these guys," but he was still kind of like, "I ain't messing with these guys." So the one thing I hate about anime is how much they always try to drag out the fights when it comes to the main character and the main antagonist of the arc. You want to know how they did it here? So Luffy, in response to Mumu attacking, essentially slams his feet into the concrete. Yes, he does that. He does some move I think called Gum Gum. Crap, I forgot what it was called. It was like some kind of thing where he twisted his arms.
Gum Gum Pinwheel? I don't know.
Oh yeah, yes, Gum Gum Pinwheel. That's what it was because because earlier in the arc he saw Genzo and he saw his pinwheel and he's like, "His pinwheel's really cool," which, of course, it's Luffy, who he would be amused by a damn pinwheel. Anyways, Luffy, in response to it, gets stuck in the ground and he can't get out. So essentially, the Arlong pirates get him out of the ground, but his feet are so stuck in the ground that he can't do nothing about it, and they just toss him in the water, which one is his weak spot, and two, he can drown. But thanks to Genzo and Nojiko, they legit stretch out his body, well, his neck, to essentially take all the water out of his body, or take it out. Now, how they are doing CPR underwater and how that water comes up from that long neck, anime logic.
Rubber logic, to be exact.
I also don't know how you can do CPR under the water with the amount of force pressure you can probably put under the water.
Yeah, I guess.
So physics here don't work. But what can I say? You legit have people eating fruits that taste nasty and give them special powers.
That's nasty.
Now, would that be cool in the real world? Yes, but would that also be dangerous in the real world? Yes.
Yes. So remember, kids, if you ever do find a devil fruit, don't go for a swim ever.
Well, the name is devil fruit and a reason. I think it'd probably be worse in the real world than just swimming. It'd be like you have some sort of curse. That sounds like something like that should be like something from biblical times. Well, if we're being honest, Adam and Eve ate the first devil fruit. And what happened to them? Hey, the devil tempted them to eat the fruit, so technically is that considered a devil fruit?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we're not talking about biblical stuff. I know we don't talk religion. That's a questionable subject. Anyways, so we get 3 matchups between, I guess, our 3 commanders at the time of Luffy's crew. I know Usopp's a commander at this point in time. Anyways, Usopp fights Mr. Dude who looks like he wants to kiss you. Like I said, I don't know their name. Zoro fights Hachi, who knows 8 sword style. Because he's like a mixture of a fishman and an octopus.
Octopus, squid, I guess.
Yeah, some species like that with a fishman. And then Sanji goes up against the guy who looks like he can do fishman karate. Now the Usopp fight, he essentially runs away. And he kind of stalls for time. Heck, he even fakes his death here in this fight. But the one thing about Usopp, like I said before, last week, is the one thing about Usopp I can appreciate is when he knows he needs to fight, he will fight and he won't back down. And that's what he did here. He kind of, let's just say, burnt this guy to a fishman crisp. Honestly, to the point you can make fish and chips with him.
Sounds zesty.
So he wins that. Sanji beats that guy, beats the martial arts guy, although sometimes he had to go underwater to do it, and it looked like he was going to lose, but he actually wins. Zoro, in a very gory fight against Hachi, man, gets cut up so bad to the point, like, because this man Zoro is fighting, like, barely on the life or death because he still has not recovered from the Mihawk fight. So this man's taking, like, shots to the guts, and I'm like, oh, God, and stuff like that. Thanks to Johnny Yozoku, they give him his sword, they give him their swords, he's able to fight 3 sword style and beat Hachi. Now, they're still working to save Luffy. And the thing is, Sanji's like, look, if I could just kick the rocks. Again, can I just say, wouldn't you move slower under the water? So Sanji's got some really powerful legs. But wait. Actually, when you think about it, it makes sense when you go to his backstory. So anyways, Zoro actually starts to fight Arlong. And he's getting beat pretty bad. And to the point, Arlong kind of rips off his bandages and sees the scar Mihawk gave him. And Arlong's like, how is this man still alive? He should be dead with the injuries he's got. So he literally is about to kill Zoro until Luffy shows up because Sanji breaks him out of the little, I guess, concrete thing that he got his feet stuck in. Again, don't tell me how you can kick somebody under the water and break concrete at the same time. Man, if I could do that, I'd be a deity up in here.
This is super powered anime and you're still questioning it.
Anyways, Luffy comes up, he fights Arlong, and man, now, this fight's all right. It's not the best fight. I personally like Don Creed versus Luffy more than this fight, but this is a close second. Let's just say Luffy gets stabbed a lot here with Arlong's frickin' teeth, to the point he's using them like those maraca things, or like when you get like plastic plates and you just like, nah, you know, and stuff.
Yeah.
Or he uses in a way how you get those, like, I guess those teeth things you can just put in your mouth and you just bite down on them, those mouthpieces, something like that. Luffy takes like sometimes Luffy gets stabbed to the point, there was the one time where Luffy puts one of his teeth in his mouth and he almost bites, I think, Arlong's arm off or something like that, which is crazy. We also see that Arlong, he can just magically regrow his teeth back instantly and he's very tough skinned. So anyways, the fight goes, well, Arlong goes under the water, and he kind of shoots up at Luffy like some kind of jet pistol or something like that. Funny reference. Luffy kind of does this attack where he doesn't get attacked by Arlong, but let's just say he makes Arlong go into the own like building, and my goodness, if I hadn't seen anything crazy, Arlong pulls out, I don't know what you can call it, a blade or a scythe, something like the mixture of both. And he's swinging at Luffy like no tomorrow, to the point they get up to the highest point in the tower where it's Nami's room where she made all the maps. Now Luffy's like, what's this place? And Arlong's like, well, this is the map. This is the map room. This is where all the map where Nami wrote all my, maps for me. And then that's when Luffy picks up this pen and he's like, why is there blood on this pen? And we kind of get a little flashback that Arlong, even though he said he would provide Nami with nice things and stuff like that, he was still pretty abusive to her at a young age. Like, to the point he slams her head down on the papers and you better draw this map or you're going to die or something like that. So we can see that Arlong put her through some damn torture, more than likely. As a little girl her age, which she was probably like, well, if she's 17, 7 years. I don't know the exact age Nami was when she was a kid, but she was a young kid. But
I think she was like 6.
No, 7 years. I believe she was 10. Maybe she was 7 years. 7-year time jump. She might have been 10. I don't listen. If you know what her official age when she was as a kid, when she was first in Arlong's crew, please put that in the comment section. That's when Luffy just grabs one of the blade edges, and Arlong's trying to move it back, and he's like, "It's not moving. What the hell's going on now?" I don't know how Luffy's this mother effing strong to hold back that whole blade. I'm probably cutting.
It's angry Luffy. Luffy is.
Angry Luffy is pissed. He breaks one of the edges of the sword, and it comes to the point where he's just destroying everything. He's destroying the map room and everything. He's destroying the tables in there, all the maps, and all this. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you destroying all my maps? And Nami sees this all going on, and she starts to cry, and stuff like that. Now, the meaning behind this is that little room in there was kind of like her prison, or her jail cell, essentially. And she was crying because Luffy's breaking her, essentially her cell and stuff like that, which was very touching and stuff like that. So I know a lot of people who are Luffy x Nami shippers were, definitely happy after this arc. Anyways, Arlong does this tornado spin move while trying to bite Luffy, and even Luffy essentially taking a bite to the stomach, still holds on, and he's like, gum whip, and he slams this man Arlong down like 10 stories. And this man Arlong is beat.
I think that was Battle Axe.
Oh, Battle Axe? Something like that. He does that. This man Arlong's knocked out, and as Luffy emerges from the rubble, he tells Nami, you will always be my friend, and stuff like that. So obviously Nami, now free, is in tears crying, and the day is saved. The freaking little mouse marine guy, the rat, comes back and
ruining the moment.
Huh?
Ruining the moment.
Definitely ruined the moment. I think he's gonna put some charges on everybody for the damage caused here, even though he can just arrest Arlong. But Luffy, in response to that, he just punches him and gets him out the way and stuff like that. Or well, no, Nami attacks him.
Wait, wasn't it Zoro who attacked him? Stop ruining the moment and stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember. But all I know is because of that, that's how Luffy ends up getting his first bounty. Because the rat guy is like, this guy did this to me. Put his bounty on him. He's a freaking pirate. And stuff like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's a celestial dragon. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a celestial dragon.
Who knows at this point? So anyways, as the arc ends off for Namu's finally free, the village is finally free. They don't have to worry about the reign of Arlong. Now, they don't say what happened to Arlong. Even now, we don't even know what happened to Arlong. They don't say where he went or did he get placed somewhere.
I think he got arrested. I think he got arrested. I think that was explained in
He
the
has to have gotten arrested because they had to have calling him. Now, my only guess, I know we're not this far in terms of arc reviews. My only guess is he would be an Impel Down. But then again, when you go back to Impel Down, there was a massive breakout. So he would have broken out. So I don't know. They don't explain where Arlong's at. He's just gone. So I'm guessing he must be in either he's somewhere on the sea, somewhere in the Grand Line, or the New World. Well, probably the Grand Line somewhere off on his own. Or maybe the Marines caught him again and he's an Impel Down. Who knows? Or maybe he was like, well, if you watch the One Piece Stampede movie, what Blackbeard did is when he let Douglas Bullet not escape his cell, maybe that's what happened. They just didn't let Arlong escape from his cell, and he was just in his cell while the breakout happened. That's my only other guess. So Nami leaves the village. The one last thing Nami does, which was typical of her character, is she essentially steals all the wallets of all the townspeople there. And she's like, well, that's too bad. I'll see you guys whenever. Well, more than likely, when the series is over, they all decide to go back to their loved ones.
Oh, well, that's just her way of saying goodbye.
But the Arlong Park arc, I really enjoyed this arc. Like I said, this arc had a lot of emotion in it. And after watching this arc, I was like, damn it, I'm hooked on this show now. And that's when this is the moment I fell in love with One Piece, where I was always calling this guy, I'm like, bro, you need to watch One Piece. It's great.
Yeah, I was like hesitant to watch One Piece because how the animation looked at all, but I'm glad I watched it all up to this point.
Any other sentiments towards this arc that you liked?
Well, I'm just happy to see Nami get some character development and finally find some peace thanks to Luffy.
Mm-hmm. So she joins the Straw Hat Pirate crew as the ship's navigator and stuff like that. Now, we don't really have to talk much about this arc.
Mm-hmm.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Now, we're not going to dive deep into this arc, but Lougetown. Lougetown is the last stop where Luffy and the others make before they head to the Grand Line or Reverse Mountain. So essentially, what's a quick rundown? Now, okay. So now in the anime version, in the Lougetown arc, there are some filler episodes that apply to Sanji, Usopp, and I think Nami as well. Now, I read the manga. Those filler scenes are definitely not in the manga. So they're somewhat non-canon in the manga thing, continuity. But they're nice filler episodes to watch because they built upon, I guess, more world building. There was also a filler episode where Luffy goes into this little bar of Gold Roger. And essentially, the thing about Lougetown is Gold Roger was born here and he also died in Lougetown. That's when he essentially turned himself into Marines and he was executed on the pillar. And that's what Luffy wants to see. He wants to see the little scaffolding where Gold Roger was executed on. Another thing to mention is because we see a particular joking clown in this arc again. If you're reading the manga, they show on the cover pages what he's going through. Now, they do animate episodes on what Buggy's been going through, but essentially he runs into a much more good-looking Alvida. She definitely needed it. After eating the Suave no Mi, which I don't know the English translation, but it makes
smooth fruit.
Yeah, I think it's a smooth fruit or something like that. Essentially, her devil fruit power is it makes her skin smoother to the point she's slippery. It's good she got it, and again, is that how she lost her weight? I don't know, or maybe Luffy punched all the weight out of her.
That would be pretty funny if that was the case.
I will say, even though Alvida is more of a comedic gag character like Buggy, her new design does her nice, and I think there was a lot of guys drooling over Alvida.
Ish.
Yeah, we see Buggy. He actually meets up with Alvida. Alvida actually takes him to his pirate crew, which his pirate crew's having a competition on who's going to be the next captain. To the point, the freaking cat is the lion is the freaking captain for that short time and stuff like that. But then Buggy comes back and they're like, "Oh, Captain Buggy's back!" And yeah, we also get introduced to two new characters that are, let's just say, integral to the plot. Well, when they decide to show up. Even though in the anime continuity, we don't see them at all, but they were a big he was a big feature in the One Piece Stampede. He was in the huge team up. And that is Smoker and Tashigi, who I don't ship anymore with Zoro anymore. I ship Zoro with a girl named Hiyori. If you don't know who Hiyori is, catch up.
All the way up.
Yes. Anyways, we find now Smoker. He's a Marine, I think, captain at Lougetown. I don't know what rank he's at in this part. I forgot what rank he's at. But let's just say he's a Marine captain that when he sees a pirate, he don't let them go whatsoever. And this is when we get introduced to another devil fruit power and a new type of devil fruit type. And this is when we get the introduction, even though they don't specifically say what type of devil fruit power, it is, but we get introduced to our first Logia type user. Essentially what a Logia type devil fruit user is, essentially they can turn their body into a certain element based on the fruit that they ate it. So Smoker here ate, I guess, the smoke fruit, which turns his body into smoke. So
is that what it's called actually? Is that what it's called?
I think that's what it's called. I don't know its Japanese, translation name. I think it's a smoke fruit. If it isn't, then hey, it's the same thing. It's funny how his devil fruit power is a smoke devil fruit power, and his name is called Smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what his parents did with naming him Smoker, but okay. And then the crazy thing is he smokes actually.
2 cigars.
Now, my only question with Smoker is, since he can turn his body into smoke, I guess he can smoke freely without getting like lung cancer or something like that. Or would he just not be affected by that since his body's made of smoke?
Well, we've seen him smoke for like how long now, and who knows how long he's been doing that. So at this point, I think he should be.
He probably is immune. He's probably immune to the nicotine in the cigar or something like that. That's my only guess, because he can make his body just smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Logias, you can't hit them without really a special power, which we won't say later on, but we did talk about hockey. But yeah, he's not a guy to be messed with at this point in time, and he is stronger than Luffy. Now, we get to the girl named Tashigi. Now, the reason why Zoro comes across Tashigi is he goes to this sword store because even though Nami kind of cheated him out of his money and he has to pay her back a crazy amount of money plus interest, which that girl is a cheapskate. So he needs to get new swords because one, in the Mihawk fight that we forgot to mention, his 2 swords when he did his onigiri actually breaks. And stuff like that. So he has to get 2 new swords. Now, I forgot, now he has Kuina's sword, and Tashigi sees it, and she's like, how could you have a sword like this caliber and stuff like that? Now, Tashigi likes this Zoro because she doesn't know the true thing of Zoro. And she doesn't even know that he's the bounty hunter. So he goes to, so Zoro goes into this sword shop. The owner tries to cheat him out of getting these cheap swords, but then the owner's like, okay, if you can use these swords, listen, I'll give you these swords for free. So he does this thing where he has the sword flip up and he has his arm sticking out. And essentially he's like, well, if I get my arm chopped off by the sword, I get my arm chopped off. But it doesn't. And the owner is like, he knows his, way around the sword. So he gives the swords scot-free to him. I forgot what his swords' names were called. I think one of them is called Kitetsu. I don't know. I forgot the swords, but essentially Zoro has legendary swords that Tashigi won't shut up about. So now the interesting point about Tashigi is this. And what is it, Denzel?
That when she takes off her glasses, she looks like Kuina.
Yeah. Essentially, she kind of does what I guess what happened recently in SAO, where there's somebody that looks similar to a character but doesn't look, but isn't that character. Now when I first saw this, at first I thought, whoa, is this actually like Kuina that just like I guess went into hiding?
That was my first thought.
And just ran away. But no, it's not Kuina. Kuina's dead. And this is just a girl that resembles Kuina, or in Zoro's eyes, looks like her, and stuff like that. And even they have a banter back and forth where he goes on to say like, "Stop trying to act like her," and stuff like that. And she's like, "I don't know who the hell you're talking about." So when she finds out, she kind of has this vendetta to stop him and take his swords, essentially. But she feels Zoro shouldn't be holding these legendary swords as a pirate. So that's her theme. She, I guess you can say for an instant, was kind of the, I guess, shipping mate with Zoro until I guess you can now say Hyore's into the picture now. But again, if you don't know who Hiyore is, I won't go into details who she is, but you just better catch up. Now, what Luffy's doing in the meantime, he goes to the scaffolding. He actually goes on top of the scaffolding, and he gets attacked by Buggy, who kind of is holding him down in the thing which holds your head and your and your arms. And he's like, "Well, now, Straw Hat, I'm gonna kill you." Zoro and Sanji are there, and Luffy's like, "Well, if I die, I die." Okay. He also makes a mention of how he's going to try to become the king of the pirates. And Smoker's there as he sees this. And Smoker kind of reminisces to the past when he saw the execution of Gold Roger and stuff like that. Luckily enough, thanks to some, I guess, lightning or thunder, Luffy is saved. And Buggy doesn't end up chopping his head off. They end up trying to run away from Smoker. But Smoker gets in a fight with Luffy. Luffy tries to do his attacks, but again, no effect on a Logia type. To the point, Smoker's got Luffy beat. He's got his head on the ground and he's about to take him in. Also, come to mention, I don't know if they say it, but I don't know if I should bring this up, even though we know his sword is made of sea stone prism. But I think we'll save that for when we get near the Alabasta arc and stuff like that. But he has him down. But then we see this mysterious green hooded figure come to the picture and stop Smoker from attacking Luffy any more further. And Smoker's like, "It's you," and stuff like that. And we see this man with a tattoo on his face just smile, and he kind of he helps Luffy escape and stuff like that. So that character is very mysterious. I thought, now in the animated opening, it's like, oh, is this guy going to be like some kind of villain or something like that in the future? We're just going to have to find out. I won't say anything more about that character. But in the meantime, Luffy, Nami, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp, they're all back on the Going Merry. In this really stormy weather. They see the red line, or the reverse mountain, but more than accurately the red line. Next week, for next week's video, I will actually have a map of the Grand Line so I can explain some things if you're lost with the map. I can easily show that by screen sharing my thing on the call. So I'll walk you through the stuff and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if, well, I might do that next week, but I don't know. Maybe after the Grand Line stuff finishes up, maybe that's when I'll do it, or maybe when the series is over, when we're done reviewing the series, maybe I'll do a whole map overview if you still don't understand the world of One Piece. But one thing to mention about the world of One Piece, no, it's not a flat circle, or it's not a flat ground. It's a globe like us. The only difference is there's one continent as opposed to our world where it has, like, I think 7 continents. Most of the One Piece world is made up of water, and also One Piece has 7 moons. So yeah. Anyways, they had to reverse mountain. Now they see at the red line, they have to find the opening to reverse mountain, which is a stream that flows upwards, and will take them directly into the Grand Line. And these upward streams connect from all the blue seas: the East Blue, the West Blue, the South Blue, and the North Blue. Otherwise, the only other way to get to the Grand Line is, one, either go through the Calm Belt, which you can't go through, or you somehow have to traverse the Red Line or climb up the Red Line, which is literally impossible for pirates to do. And again, you can't enter the Calm Belt because reasons. Even though on the East Blue side, if you enter the Calm Belt to get to the Grand Line, you'll be put in the New World. Anyways, they have to go up the stream. They have to go up the thing. Now, in the anime now if you're watching the anime, you're gonna see an arc called the Warship Island Arc. If you want to get my thoughts on the Warship Island Arc, you can go back to my East Blue Sea Saga review, which is very, very old. I'll probably end up deleting the video, so see it while you guys can. I talk about that. It was a nice little arc with Piece and stuff like that, and it had like dragons in it. And it had a interesting antagonist. Anyways, they hit the red line. The Going Merry almost crashes if it wasn't thanks to Luffy's Gum Gum balloon that protects them from hitting one of the little guardrails that enters the entranceway to the reverse mountain. Okay. I have to just make a mention of this because I just found this hilariously funny. So if you watch the Warship Island arc, now I forgot the little villain guy that, you know, is in that arc, but if you watch the anime version, you did watch the Warship Island arc, now you'll see the antagonist of that arc appear when they're traversing the reverse mountain going up into the Grand Line. He gets on their ship, and I kid you not, Nami kicks this man off the ship into the water, and kid you not, this guy was a devil fruit user, and I think Nami killed somebody.
That works. And they were like, that works and stuff.
I gotta say, I was laughing when that happened. I was shocked. I was like, she did not just do that. One, that guy's probably dead, because the stream was, one, very powerful. 2, he's a devil fruit user and they can't swim. So I think he drowned to death. So Nami kill count 1.
And everybody praising her. That works.
Listen, if you were watching the anime version, you're like, who the hell is this character? If you skipped over the filler, yes, that was who it was. Nami killed somebody. And was I laughing? Yes. So that's where we're gonna stop. They get past what they need to get to, and they're in the very sunny Grand Line for now, as they go down Reverse Mountain and look like they're about to hit a whale. But that's where we're gonna stop here for the arc reviews. And next week we will be talking about Reverse Mountain, which I actually will need to rewatch again, or maybe if I want to just save time, reread the manga chapter. The chapters. And then the Evermost introduction arc to the Alabasta Saga, Whiskey Peak. So, yeah. So, Lougetown, It was just an arc to get us out of East Blue. Nothing else I gotta say about it, to be honest. It was cool to see a new potential antagonist for Luffy and Smoker. Tashigi, okay, whatever. But that's kind of what Lougetown was. It's kind of an arc where you just kind of can run through and speed through about it and be like, oh, there was nothing really impactful other than the Gold Roger stuff and the ending with the fact of them going to the Grand Line. Other than that, that's when it is. And fun fact, I think Oda was supposed to end it there when they finally get to the Grand Line, and that was going to be the end of One Piece. But because there was such a, let's just say, fans wanting more One Piece, he continued the series to what it is now.
They seriously were gonna end it there?
Yeah, Oda literally said he was going to end it after Arlong Park when they get to the Grand Line.
That would have been pretty abrupt.
Yeah, but I guess you can thank the fans of One Piece, the Japanese fans, for continuing to make him keep it going on. And it's been going on for 20 plus years.
Yep, you guys are the real MVPs.
So, before we end up the video really quick, because I know we've been on here for very, very long, we're going to rank all the arcs. Now, my ranking of arcs for the East Blue Sea Saga. My least favorite arc has to probably be probably Romance Dawn. Well, no, Orange Town. Orange Town probably has to be my least favorite. My next favorite, the net one after that was Romance Dawn. Then Syrup Village, Baratier. No, my bad. Before Syrup Village, Lougetown, Syrup Village, Baratier, and then Arlong Park is my favorite arc of the East Blue Sea Saga. Where's Denzel?
I guess my first will probably be Romance Dawn, then Orange Town. Huh? No.
That's your favorite?
No, that's my least favorite.
Okay, Romance Dawn is your least favorite.
Okay. Next after that is Orange Town. What are the other three again?
Syrup Village, Lougetown, Arlong Park, and Baratier.
Okay, I'll probably have to say put Surf Town. Then I guess I'll put Baratier and then Arlong Park.
You forgot Lougetown.
Yeesh. Okay. I don't know where to put it.
Okay. Is it either before or after Syrup Village?
After Surf Village.
Okay. So that's your third favorite arc in the series in the East Blue Sea Saga. I guess my thoughts on the East Blue Sea Saga as a whole, it was a nice introduction to One Piece. And it's just the start of things to come. You saw the villains in each arc get more dangerous. By the time we get to Alabasta, the main villain of that arc, which the entire saga is kind of centered around him, is much more dangerous than everybody in East Blue combined.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and also it kind of starts the next saga, which is the Alabasta saga, starts the trend of One Piece arcs going forward that there's only one main overarching villain. This is the East Blue Sea Saga is the only saga in One Piece that has multiple villains for multiple arcs that are different, are integral to its own story. Everything else, it's integral to one story. So next Sunday, we'll be here with Reverse Mountain, talking about the Laboon stuff. As much as I kind of don't like to talk about it, or I kind of want to gloss over it, but I will do my reading or my watching to get a feel for it, as well as watching, like I said, the intro to the Alabasta saga, where we get the introductions to Vivi and her stuff and what she has to do. Again, another fan favorite character of mine. So that will be next Sunday, and we can't wait to talk about that. So, Denzel, any closing thoughts before we end off this video?
Oh man. Sorry guys, I haven't really been talking as much again. But I'll do my best next time.
I think next week you'll struggle because you'll barely remember anything from Reverse Mountain and maybe Whiskey Peak. You'll remember some things.
Maybe.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Hopefully, you guys are having a great rest of your Sunday. So, if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on Arlong Park and Lougetown. Was Arlong Park the arc that made you fall in love with One Piece and make you get hooked on it? If not, tell us which arc that did get you hooked on it, on One Piece. Again, I don't know if it's not like Water 7 and you got hooked on Water 7 or Ennis Lobby. If that's really your belief, then man, I don't know how you kept going so long. That's all I got to say. Anyways, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more One Piece arc reviews with me and my buddy, the Red Wolf. As well as you, if you also hit the subscribe button, you can also get my weekly anime reviews of One Piece by myself about recent One Piece episodes are really what's going on now in the Wano arc. So other than that, guys, we're going to get out of here. And hopefully you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. And hopefully you guys are staying safe out there. Until then, guys, this has been Camfrey 15.
And the Red Wolf.
And we're signing out. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.